Hi there, hi, it's Liz here, and I was just hopping on to do a quick rundown for you about bloating. Very common problem, unfortunately. So many people get really bad bloating, and it is something that you can probably do quite a bit to help yourself with. So I was going to give a rundown of 3 reasons you might be getting bloating, and then 3 things that you can do about it. Okay, obviously, if you're getting really bad bloating and you can't get on top of it, then do go and see your GP, and they can do all the tests and everything that's needed to find out what's going on in there. Okay, but straight in then. So the first reason you might be getting bloating is because you can't digest, or you're not digesting proteins properly. So your digestive system needs to be secreting adequate levels of enzymes in order to kind of digest all this protein properly, and it just might not be doing that properly at the moment. Okay, the second reason is that you might not be digesting carbohydrates properly. So the same thing, you might just not be secreting the correct levels of enzymes that you need to digest these carbohydrates properly. Okay, now what you can do is supplement with enzymes if this is the case with you, but something I would try first is just to make sure you're eating properly and you're relaxing while you're eating and you're not eating on the hop, things like that. Because what I see a lot of people do is that with lunch especially, they'll be eating driving in the car, they'll be eating while they're at their desk trying to get work done, they'll be eating in all sorts of crazy situations they shouldn't be eating. Really what you want to be doing is preparing yourself mentally, focusing on the food, relaxing, having a bit of downtime. Because then what's actually happening is your body's then preparing for the digestive process. The digestive process is actually starting with smelling the food. So by the time you actually eat it, you're secreting lots of nice digestive juices and enzymes ready for that food to land in your stomach. So when it gets to your stomach, it's all nice and broken down. Whereas if you're kind of eating while you're driving along in the car or whatever, and just chucking down big chunks of food, your stomach's going, wow, what do I do with this? It's not got the juices and the enzymes available to break it down, and consequently you end up with big chunks of protein and carb going through your digestive system and causing a lot of bloating. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. They call it mindful eating now. I think it's even got a name. Just focus on what you're eating, prepare yourself mentally, and then see if that helps. If it doesn't help, it might be worth taking a digestive enzyme just to kind of get things moving along a bit better. Okay, so the third reason then you might be getting bloating is because you've got an imbalance of good and bad bacteria. Okay, so what we want to see is a nice balance of bacteria. So there are always going to be bad bacteria present, bad bacteria, but we want it to really be mostly good bacteria. And if you're eating a lot of sugar, or you've got Candida, or lots of stress going on, or taking antibiotics or anything like that, this can all give rise to a proliferation of bad bacteria, and these bad bacteria and bad yeasts and things like that can cause bloating as well. Okay, so I'll give another reason as well here while I'm about it, and dehydration, because dehydration is huge. I mean, if you notice, say if you've been out drinking alcohol or eating lots of salty foods, that kind of thing, the next day you tend to get very puffy. Well, what's actually going on there is your body's hanging on to as much fluid as it possibly can, because it's thinking, hello, we might be running out of water here soon. So it wants to hang on to everything it possibly can, and make sure it's got enough fluid going on. So conversely then, if you try drinking as much fluid as you can, your body's then confident that you've got enough going in, and it's nice and hydrated, and it stops hanging on to excess water for, you know, for that reason. Okay, so that's 3 or 4 reasons there you might have bloating. There's also intolerances as well, but that's that'd be a whole other video. So what can you do about it then? Well, the first thing I would do is possibly look at taking some probiotics. Now, probiotics can be great because they can nail the problem pretty much straight away, or they can aggravate it. So what I would do, until you know exactly what you've got going on, I would stick to maybe fermented foods. You can buy sauerkraut, you can buy kefir, natural yogurt with no sugar, that kind of thing. You can buy all that in the health food shop. Just try a little bit, see how you get on with that. You may nail it with that. It may make you feel really good. In which case then you could maybe go on and try a supplement. But just be aware that it can make things worse sometimes. Okay, being active is another thing. If you can get active for between 30 to 60 minutes most days of the week, and you don't have to go mad, you don't have to go running and all that sort of thing, but just walking, swimming, yoga maybe. Yoga would be brilliant as well, especially if you find your bloating gets worse with stress. That's always going to be a good idea as well. But anything just to get things moving, get your digestive system moving along as well, and that will prevent any kind of bloating or that kind of thing. Okay, and then the third thing I would do is make sure you're eating fruits and veg that are nice and high in water and electrolytes. These will really help you. So a lot of greens, cooked and raw greens will be really great for you. Courgettes, berries, that kind of thing, because they've got a nice lot of fluid in and fibre, and will just keep things flowing nicely. Okay, so there's a few reasons there you might be getting bloating, and there's 3 things you can do to help yourself. As I say, if you do have persistent bloating though, then do, and you can't get to the bottom of it, then always do see your GP. Although if you've been down that route already, and you're not having any joy, then do book yourself in for a free call with me. I'd be really happy to hear from you and find out what you've got going on. Okay, I'll put the link in the comments. Okay, so that's all from me for today. I shall see you soon with some more tips to keep you feeling good and healthy. Okay, I shall see you soon. Bye.